What is up, my dudes and dudettes? A couple things. Oh, welcome back, by the way. Welcome back to my Westworld commentaries. Coming at you live from Jerome's bedroom. A couple things off the top. One, I'm sorry if you hear my fan. I have a fan on here because it's pretty hot in my house right now. I had to close my window and shit so I can do this commentary. But you're probably going to hear my fan. If you have headphones on, you'll probably hear my fan. If you're listening to this like just on your phone while you watch the episode, maybe a laptop open, I don't know. I don't know how else you'd listen to this. But you might hear the fan, and I'm sorry. But, maybe that makes it more of an experience. Maybe that makes it like you really are in the room with me. If you turn your fan on, too, it's like we both have a fan on each other, So, yeah, you could try that if you want. But we are on Westworld Season 1, Episode 8, Trace Decay. As usual, I went on Reddit, and I got a bunch of... not a bunch, I got 3. But I read Reddit from the post-episode discussion from 4 years ago, most of which is just people comparing quotes from The Man in Black and William to prove that they're the same person in different timelines and all that. And then other ones are just trying to say, this person's a host, or this person's a host, this person's a host. And so I got a couple that I thought were interesting. Let's get right into it, boys and girls. If you are not watching this on Blu-ray, you're watching this on a streaming service, skip your previously on, because mine does not have it previously on, because it's a Blu-ray. So, I'm hitting play in 3, 2, 1, play. And, as usual, I'll say the people's names as it's on screen and all that, and sing a little ditty to let you know. Evan Rachel Wood. Sandy Newton. But so the other things I wanted to say is, one, the last 2 commentaries I think weren't my best. I gotta be honest. I don't think they were my best. But the episodes were a little boring. They're good episodes, but for commentary, they were boring, But today, I'm not trying to give out excuses, but I'm feeling... I got really high last night, and I ate a bunch of bad food. I had Taco Bell and a bunch of other shit. And I'm feeling a little bloated and gross today, I gotta be honest. I took 2 Tums before. There's 2 chewy Tums. And I have a Fit Aid here. Which this Fit Aid tastes like a fucking spoiled sandwich. But it's supposed to make me better, I guess. So that's good. But then just in case, and I know you'll be thinking that it's not gonna help me, but just in case it'll help my mind, I got a Red Bull here. So I'm packed. Probably gonna have to piss by the end of this episode. But I'm ready to go, baby. I'm ready for this shit. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. God, I don't know who drinks Fit Aid as like a fun thing. It's fucking awful tasting. It literally reminds me, which this is really gross, but when I was younger, I was really bad at like bringing lunches to school and shit. And let's just say I had a spoiled sandwich one time in grade school at lunch. And this Fit Aid tastes like that spoiled sandwich. It gives me flashbacks to it, which is maybe why I don't like it. Maybe it's like personal trauma. But, yeah, it's not that good. Oh, fuck, I forgot I ended with Bernard being a host. Shit. Oh, by the way, it is confirmed Nick is coming on for the last episode of this. He's already talked to me about it. So, I know I said last week he probably won't be because I didn't want him to be. But he wants to do it, so I was like, whatever. I'll do the last one with him, I guess. Yeah, I gotta turn this up a little bit for me. Oh, right there. Let me see. Oh, that was awful. I saw people talking about there's a theory of who that body is that I found very interesting. Obviously, it doesn't come to be true, but I found it very interesting. Let me see. I have a screenshot of it on my phone. Oh, right here. Oh, my God. I keep feeling like I'm going to burp because it's Fit Aid. So this guy said, Leftover Girl 4 years ago said that Elsie is the new host that Ford is working on. There is no way he can stage 2 deaths. Elsie's vacay is the right amount of time needed for the host body to be created. She comes back from the vacay as a host. Which, honestly, would have been fucking dope if that was a storyline on here. Like, in Season 2 when she's running around with Bernard, and, like, she has the memory that he planted her in the cave and all this shit. What if that was all Ford's plan, and she was a host as well right there? I know that probably would have made some people mad because they're like, oh, everybody the host. But for me, would blew my mind, and I would have been fucking all over it. Shit like that is what makes me into shows. It's just stupid plot twists that people can pick apart, but when they blow my mind, it's fun. So, God, I love Jeffrey Wright. If anybody's looking for more Jeffrey Wright, he's not a big part of him. But the 2 James Bond movies that are on the U.S. Netflix, I forget which one they are. I think it's the first 2 Daniel Craig ones. Jeffrey Wright is in them, and he's pretty great. I know the first one's Casino Royale. I cannot remember what the second one's called for the life of me. But he's in both. I think he's in all of them. Even the new one coming out with Rami Malek, but he's very fun in them. He's also, if you want a big throwback, go watch Shaft. Woo! Different kind of character in that, I'll tell you that right now. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Can you imagine if fucking Photoshop was that easy? If I could just circle something and pull down on the screen and it disappears, for fuck's sake. Well, that's really interesting. I don't think I've really ever paid attention that much to that scene of him, like, cleaning up that shit and getting rid of his notes and all that. You will not remember ever shooting your fake load of semen inside of her body. Oh, I feel like I'm watching the trailer for Logan. This wasn't the trailer for Logan, right? Am I making that up? I might be thinking of... Might be like Justice League or something. I don't know. It's in a superhero movie trailer for sure. I'm second guessing myself now. Oh, is that New Maeve? Not New Maeve. New Clementine? They actually just call this an orange peel? Oh no, they just actually call her Clementine. I forgot about that. Oh, they recast her. Oh my god, it's like Pietro. Holy shit. She is Mephisto. That's a little WandaVision joke for people. I realize someone might not understand that as I was saying it. I forgot to do my little warning in the beginning, but there will be moments that I just don't talk for in these commentaries because I'll get into what's going on in the scene. Or I'll just have nothing to add that'll better the scene, you know? Like I can't add any more Mephisto jokes. You know, for this, how shitty this Fit Aid, whatever it's called, tastes, it doesn't even make me feel a little better, so... Well, that's what happens when you fuck around with your brain. Yeah, she's a new mom and whole new life. She has no memory of you and doesn't even care. So, you can just move on and everything will be cool. Just you don't even have to go down the storyline, Maeve. It doesn't matter. You know, I can't even tell you right now where that ends. Does her daughter thing even come into play in season 3? I couldn't tell you. No idea. You know, they say that all the time, and that's what made me so interested in the outside world. And then you get there in season 3, and it's just the typical future: self-driving cars, businessmen being shady, and robots. But they're like, you don't understand the world out there, Maeve. Maeve, you don't understand what is out there. It's fucking same old shit. Practically what's going on here. Ooh, this reminds me. There's another theory that I really liked about this storyline. Well, it made this one better for me, I think. This XXX Draft Sab XXX 4 years ago said, I am convinced Felix is actually a host, and Maeve had the power to control. Has had the power to control narrative for a while, considering he has listened to every command she has given so far. Wouldn't that have been fucking dope? If he was a host working in there too, like if Ford just had a couple, you know, give me Bernard, and then he just started making all the kind of workers there, like he has Stubbs at the head of security as a robot, he has Felix as well down there, and because when Maeve became sentient, she just fucking took control of that shit. I would like that. That would have been cool. God, this drink is so awful. It's one of the worst drinks I've ever had in my life. The Fit Aid, yeah. Let's see, what does this even say it does for me? It says a recovery blend. BCAAs and glucosamine CoQ10, electrolytes, turmeric. Oh, it's part of the turmeric that tastes like ass. B-complex and omega-3s. It's sweetened and flavored with fruit extract and essence. A dietary supplement. Recover. Yeah, well, it tastes like fucking butthole. Sorry. I'm interrupting my favorite people in the world right here. I know something goes down here, but I can't remember what it does. Like, does William kill this guy? Logan. Just a heads up, I wasn't saying that at the same time William did, in case you think you're out of sync. I just happened to say it the same way he did. It's just kind of weird. Ooh, those two would be kind of good thumbnails right there, of both of them. I'm doing. It's okay. It's fine. You're not ruining anything. I can't hear you. I can't help. I can't help you with something or another. I can help you when I'm done. Sorry, that was my mother. Hold on one second. She does this thing every time she goes to like knock on my door and she sees me filming. She just freezes, as if that makes it better. Like, you're interrupting. Just close the door and we're all good here, dog. Oh, yeah, so she saw... Okay. Sorry, I was trying to figure out the scene and then she interrupted. What I was saying before is I think those would... I like to figure out the thumbnails while I'm watching this with you guys. And I can either do something like these two right here of them, but I like that undershot of both of them. I think that'd be... Oh, fucking gross. Teresa, baby. You remember Teresa as a... I kind of made animation a little bit. I didn't mean to do that. See, and it's also very... Cause this whole time I've been trying to figure out if Stubbs as being a host was fucking planned from the beginning or not. I know they say it is, but, you know, I'm skeptical. But he's the one that found her here, too, and brought her up here, you know, so that also fits with the plan. It's a good... See, this all fits right here, that Ford had Stubbs, or probably had Bernard bring her body up there, had Stubbs find her. Which is also, I've never actually thought about that. Both of them being hosts like that and working for Ford. It is actually very fitting that they were like the buddy cop duo of season 3. I never actually even thought of that. That's actually a really good pairing that I've never brought up before. Ooh, he fucking got ya. See, look at that little side eye he gives. He's a host here. I think this scene is selling me that Stubbs has been a host all along. I know some of you out there might be this thing, and you should just take their word for it. But you know, sometimes if I was making this show, and I had a twist at the end of a season of someone being a host, I would be up and down, being like, no, that was the plan from the beginning. That's all we planned exactly for that moment. Go back and watch. He looks at her, you know. I'd be lying too. You fucking idiot. Yeah, go back to being a stupid little girl. Ugh. Oh, God, it's so bad. Such an awful drink. At first you take a sip and you're like, oh, it's actually kind of... nope. Butthole. Got butthole in my mouth. Arnold? I need to like listen to the score for Westworld like when I'm going for runs. Oh, I feel like that could like get really intense. That might be a bit much. Duh. Like imagine running in this. Maybe not this one in particular, but when it gets like intense with the brown. Yeah. It always confused me. I hope it happens in this episode so we could examine the scene. But when they remake Maeve, and they don't do anything with a pearl, and then all of fucking season 2 and 3 is all about the pearls. That's when you start to get to me like, did they have the plan, or did they just not think showing the pearls in the season was important? You know, that's the stuff that gets to get that's where I get to that thought. And then I'm like, maybe Stubbs wasn't a host. You know, I can easily just turn to that. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. The little, like, almost like a backyard door shaking, you know, because someone slams the front door, or like a helicopter, like the inside the score. Reminds me of like a Reverse Flash kind of theme from The Flash. There's something I had from Reddit about Teddy. Let me see, what was it? Oh, so I'll read it because it'll make sense. I mean, it barely makes sense to me now. This guy did a lot of fucking research for ultimately nothing. So when they start fighting the Ghost Nation people, I believe, and he kills the Minotaur guy or whatever, they got the bullhead. So when we get to that, I will read this out because that's when it'll make sense, or kind of make sense. Loser. See, my biggest problem with this show making a thumbnail is, like, they make Jimmy Simpson and, her name fucking just flew out of my head. You get the Man in Black and William and Dolores. All of their scenes look so good because they're outside in cowboy outfits, you know, cowgirl outfits, fucking going around on shit in the wilderness. Like, it looks nice. So I want to make them the thumbnail. Plus, I really like those characters. Everybody else is inside and dark, and like the way I make my thumbnails, it's just kind of boring with that. But I don't want to make it those three people the whole time. That's why, like, I did 2 in a row with like Maeve and Bernard, and I think I did 4 with Bernard last week. Angela. She was in something I watched recently. Oh, it's Thor. If we're rewatching all the Marvel movies for our Idiot's Guide podcast, in Thor: The Dark World, when Jane gets like the red stone inside her, she's like there on Asgard with Thor, like helping Jane out and shit. Oh, I forget she's like part of Ghost Nation. I think this is a really good scene if I remember what it... Yeah. Oh, and he's going to remember Dolores. Yeah, get him, Teddy. Yeah. Alright, if they're going to chit-chat here, I'll let them chit-chat for a second, and I'll read the thing. Boom! Down. Oh, y'all want to know what I read? Wasn't a lurker 4 years ago said Teddy killed the guy wearing a bullhead. Now there's like ancient gods here that I'm gonna completely fuck up saying their names, so you'll get the gist of it. Theseus killed a minotaur in the maze and led the Athenians trapped in the maze to freedom. Theodore equals Theseus. Teddy is going to free the hosts in the middle of the maze. The king of Athens Agus committed suicide on Theseus' return to the Athens. Agus equals Arnold. Teddy is going to be king of Arnold's hosts, which is very interesting, and I can totally see why you would kind of get... I mean, that gets really confusing, but basically it just means, in the Greek lore, I'm just going to call it Teddy and Arnold. Teddy freed the hosts inside the maze and became the king, so they think that's going to happen here, which would make a lot of sense. Except in this story, the maze is just what makes them conscious. So that's not going to happen, obviously. But if the maze was a real thing and all that, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be a good storyline. I could totally see where this guy came to that from, but I feel like imagine doing that research, and you put that theory on Reddit, and you got all that shit going for you, and then 2 episodes later, you're like, oh, I guess I'm wrong. Which, I mean, that's kind of the fun of theorizing, but that could really ruin the show for some people. Like, you theorizing like that. Oh yeah, this is where it gets fucking creepy. Oh, every time. That drink does not get better. I just want to finish it, so I'm done with it. Moist. God, is he the worst character in the world or what? For fuck's sake, who cares about this fucking prick? Well, I mean, actually, she didn't really slip. Bernard kind of slammed her head against the wall a bunch of times and made her blood go all over the place, so... I don't know if you would call that slipping, and for me, that's no slipping. That's being murdered. But I guess you don't know that, so whatever. Wyatt. It's getting pretty fucking hot, and my hands are sweating in here. I mean, my hands and feet sweat in general, because I have overactive sweat glands. I'm a nasty boy, but it's only overactive in my hands and feet too. I would rather sweat other places than, because your hands and feet kind of control the temperature of your body. Hey, it's just fucking annoying. But that's why usually I like to have a cold beverage in my hand, a nice cold brewski. Not really. I don't drink beer. Ugh. Like, if you could touch this microphone right now. Yeah, she's awake. See, right here would have been the perfect time to be like, he's not actually your friend. He is quite more similar to me than you think. And then she's like, get him, Felix. And then Felix kills him. That'd be fucking badass. That's where I would get on board for Maeve's storyline. That's how you sell me on the show. Ew, he's been doing what with her core code? Or like, imagine if she does this, and then like he's like, Felix, help me. And then Felix is like, doesn't look like anything to me. That could be a good reel too. Honestly, probably should have just let him die. To be fair, I feel like it could have been better. God, can you imagine what that would feel like? Just all of that. You know, I think I could literally, with my eyes closed, draw Maeve naked. For how many times I've seen her naked. So we start getting a montage of her, like, recruiting people. Hey, Hector, you want to join my crew? Oh shit, that was the sign up for Escatone. Then a thief's pulse in church. So you think that would set off some red flags instantly? Like, right off the bat, you think that, like, the higher up to be like, excuse me, what's going on here? You know? But no, it takes a couple things of her to fucking change for them to even notice, I think, right? I don't know why I asked you. You can't, I mean, I guess you can comment down below, but at that point, I already know, so. God. This is one of the only storylines in this show I just couldn't give a fuck about. I can't think of any other storyline in this show that every time they show it, I'm just like, and the only positive it has going for it is that he's in it. You know? Boom! Here comes the boom! Although they do make it a little better now, knowing that the only reason he did it was to come back and see if he could kill a mother and her child, which is pretty fucked up. Like, it's fucking crazy, but that makes it a little more interesting. Not much of a rind on you. Looks like it'd be really funny if, like, right when she says it to them, instead of them just going up and doing it, he's like, "Oh, I suddenly remembered. I have more whiskey in the back. I need to water down." That's what a shitty TV show would do. That's what my TV show would do. Dun 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 dun. Gee, wait not to look menacing coming into town. We're gonna really keep a cool fucking Hector and the gang. Na 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 na. This still reminds me, because it's so routine, when I used to go to those little cowboy towns when I was little for, like, school field trips. I know I've mentioned this before. Those are, like, my fucking favorite thing to do. Because in my mind, everybody there actually lived there as a cowboy and cowgirl, and I was just visiting them, like, as if they were, like, what's it called? Amish. As if they were Amish in, like, an out-of-town area. I didn't know they were actors, so I thought it was a real thing. I was just watching, and they just let people come to town and watch. And I thought that was so weird that they let us do that. Then I learned they were acting. It'd be so confusing if you were, like, screwing up the town. Can you imagine that? You're a bandit coming into town, and the sheriff's like, "How do you do?" After just getting ready to shoot you guys, just walks away and does that. This is a really cool scene. This is a fun one with Maeve, I gotta admit. You know, I haven't looked it up yet. This has nothing to do with Westworld, but I need to watch No Country for Old Men this weekend for Random Ramblings, and I have no idea if it's streaming on anything. So I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I'm only looking it up now because I was just thinking about how I could go take a bath after this and like a nice cold bath and watch the movie. So, oh, it says it is on HBO Max, Hulu, and Amazon. So it looks like I got plenty of options. Maybe I can watch it on every streaming platform at once. So I don't want to. Hey, stop! I don't want to start watching it now. Oh, I added it to my list. Well, in case you're wondering what my plans were after this, I'm gonna take a bath and watch No Country for Old Men. Never seen it before, but that doesn't matter. You'll learn about that later if you keep watching our podcasts. Like, my pee-pee gets really hard, and like, I don't know what that means. That's my Bernard. I mean, it is a very good question. It's very true, especially in fucking quarantine. Stay up late, go to sleep, wake up in the middle of the day. I eat, I shower, I probably film a video. I either film a video or I edit a video. And then I go to the gym, come home, have a protein shake, walk my dog. You know, and then you just do some other work things that you have to do. And then I watch it with my sister up until late. And then I go to bed or just repeat. It's basically, it's just watching stuff and working and trying to do it in different rooms that look different. Oh, he's remembering LV. See, like, these shots with them, this is so gorgeous. Stuff like this, I mean, like, whenever I go hiking, I'm like, oh, this looks like Westworld. That could be a good thumbnail, too, possibly. Chewie, we're home. She thinks this is The Force Awakens. I could even separate it and just have those single screenshots of both of them there and combine it together for the thumbnail. That could be good as well. As if you care. Maybe you do. Yeah. This is a really good moment for Dolores. At least in my memory it is. It could just be an hours thing, potentially. Every time I watch this now, I wonder if this is part of the sets that burned down from the California fire. I know a lot of the park did, like where they film. I believe it was burnt in season 3 when Bernard went there, and they said it was because of the season 2 stuff, but it was because it really burned down. So we got Angela, we got Snake Woman. I forget who else is here. Oh, it's a little girl. It's Lawrence's daughter. Yeah. Goodness. Which right there is so confusing. So she went to this town and had a flashback, and in her flashback, a little girl talked to her. That she was sent there from, you know? But those are the little things I love about this show. I wonder actually how often I say that. Hello, Dolores. Oh, right there, that could be a good thumbnail. Her giant ass head. Ooh, maybe I get the church in between them, just a single shot of the church, and have a William and Dolores on each side of it. God, Evan Rachel Wood is such a good actress. She was so close to just walking in that church. See, it's so interesting. Like, I wish I could just sit and talk with Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy. Because this is like 30 years ago. She was so close to like finding the maze and doing all that shit and becoming like what Maeve's doing now, kind of. And then 30 years later, she meets the man in black there and goes through it all, all that. Which she also activated Maeve because of all this shit. But it's just so crazy that she was that close. And then for 30 years, nothing. And then now, they see that picture and all that's going again. Look what the cat dragged in. Billy. God, next episode. So fucking good. I don't think that happens here with William and Logan, but next episode with those two, mwah, chef's kiss, baby. Oh, we got here's our big penis and vag count. It's the circle of life, or the approximation of one. Peter. Hey, Peter Abernathy is not a schmuck. He's a nice man. He's just, heading out for some of that natural splendor. You're a story. Make up a writer. She did the fucking easy thing. kind of gross how like wet and waxy those people look. See, this is when it gets confusing to me as well. See, and I know they have free will a little bit to run on their own. Oh, this is the Elsie shit. But why would Ford let Stubbs go up there and question him about it in front of people? I mean, no one stops him, no one questions it, so it doesn't matter. But he sits here like, what the fuck's up with Bernard? He's strange. Why would Ford let that happen? It's just, if Stubbs is a host, you know? I was sold and now I'm unsold in one episode. I'm like a fucking chicken with my head cut off over here. He's William. It was funny. We were playing Warzone the other day, and Nick was talking about how he's watching the Mission Impossible movies, and he's like, it's so weird watching that, and like how young Mape looks. And I was like, yeah, and Anthony Hopkins is in it. He looks exactly the same. And he was like, yeah, he's like, it's just so weird watching these old movies with him. And I was like, yeah, it's so weird too. Like if you put in an old Ed Harris movie, and he looks just like Jimmy Simpson. I was laughing, and him and Hess really had no reaction because they don't like my jokes. But that was so funny. I wish that was on recording. So of course I had to repurpose it here. But I just really like the idea of someone putting in an old Ed Harris movie and being like, hey, what the? He doesn't look like Jimmy Simpson. Well, I mean, if you ask them, well, you can ask your wife because she's dead, but you ask your daughter if you're the good guy. She might have other things to say about that. We'll see about that. We'll see when we get to those flashbacks. I mean, they actually did. They saw a video. Well, at least the wife saw a video of him in the park. She saw literally just footage from... She watched season 1 of Westworld from what we saw. Which is actually weird. She watched only half of season 1, obviously, because I can't see it, because most of it takes place, like after she kills herself. The house is yours. Do as you please, orange peel. See, but it's also not really truly evil, and I know the robots would have a different thing to say about that, because clearly Maeve does. But they can come back. They have the ability to come back. So murdering those two, it's like murdering people in a video game. It just really it doesn't have much. Doesn't hold anything on your soul. Boom. Like I think most people would be able to do that. Ew. She carried her daughter outside, and a motherfucking maze appeared underneath her. And I was like, what? What is going on? Is this DLC? Did Ford add some DLC to Westworld? Boom. See, I always wondered, because he got kind of bored and he did everything he could in Westworld and all that. I wonder if he tried any other world. Because, like, if fucking Westworld became your life, imagine all the other worlds you can try. He could have went to World War II world, he could have went to Shogun world, whatever other worlds they have that they just haven't spoke about yet. He could go to all of them. He owns the place. I was a big fan of the season 3 was just going to end up being Future World, and there are all hosts there and didn't really make it out of the park. That's what I was hoping for, but we all know that didn't happen. We got some bullshit with Rocky Bomb. Oh, it's May's house. Did she just like play a song in her head like an iPod to calm her down? I wonder what song he'd play in my head to calm me down. It'd be kind of interesting. I'm trying to think now. Probably something by the Pixies. Alright, so yeah, I'm almost done with my fucking butthole drink. Let's drink some more. Ugh. 55 minutes in, it still tastes like butthole. See, why couldn't they just do this? She's freaking out. She's not responding to verbal commands. Just pull out your tablet and erase her memory. Oh, clearly it didn't fucking... None of these erasing shit like it works. Bernard gets his memories back in Season 2 a little bit. He has flickers and all that. She's getting her memories back of all this. So it's just like when you erase something off your phone. It erases it to put it into another folder of erased things. Jesus! Oh, here comes Bioshock babies. The big daddies are coming. I'm still so bummed that the real Man in Black is dead at the end of Season 3. See, so, like, would this just bruise his forehead pretty bad? Or, like, what would, exactly what would happen here, you know? Because, like, they kind of get hurt in their chest when they get shot. Or can they just physically not pull the trigger on someone's head? I've been curious about that. Oh, boy. This is where he starts having to be upgraded. Bitch is always trying to be upgraded in Teddy, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's right, William. She's working with Wyatt. I bet you did not see that shit coming, did you, cowboy? Swing! It's really they're pulling out their swords and shit, like if they're gonna battle the fucking Man in Black right here. I'm still holding on to, in my memory, this leads to nothing with the Ghost Nation. As cool as they are, I don't think anything happens with them. But we'll see. Brrr, that little stuff right there, the little stuff is like Reverse Flash to me. Alright, well, we did it, boys and girls. I was gonna do 2 of these episodes in one day. Spoilers for you. But now I can't because I forgot I have to watch No Country for Old Men. And I have to edit another podcast that me and Hess did. So I have quite a busy night ahead of me. So I'm gonna go take a bath because it's hot. And I feel still a little bloated even though I'm drinking, this Fit Aid. It helped a little bit, but it didn't help too much. It's alright. If you're feeling a little ill, I do recommend it. It did aid me. But it tastes like poo-poo, so don't mind a little poo-poo. I guess you can have a Fit Aid. But thanks for watching. Next week we are on episode 9, I believe, and then the week after that we have Nick, and then I will probably take like a 2, maybe 3 week break for Westworld for a bit because doing these commentaries are fun, but I want it to continue being fun. And if I just constantly do this every single week, just by the time I get to Season 3, I'm gonna hang myself. So I'm gonna do a little break in between. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, go check out. If you don't want to watch this on YouTube, you want to listen to this, or if you're listening to this on YouTube, you want to see little wavy lines up and down on the screen, go check it out on YouTube. We have other podcasts. Me and Hester does a new one, the Jerome and Hess Show. It's pretty fun. This week we talked about Hess being harassed. So if you want to see that, the episode will either be out the same time this one's out or the following day. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for more Westworld.